old lighthouse keeper, Silas, warned me about the tides, about the way the sea could swallow the land whole on nights like this. But I, a city boy, scoffed. Tides were predictable, weren't they? I was here to photograph the bioluminescence, the shimmering, otherworldly glow that painted the shoreline on certain moonless nights. I was fixated on my goal, not the old man's warnings. The wind howled, a mournful cry that echoed off the jagged cliffs, as I set up my equipment. The air was thick with salt and the scent of decaying seaweed. The sea, a vast black expanse, stretched out before me, its surface barely visible in the starlight. Then I saw it. A faint, ethereal glow, like 1,000 tiny stars scattered across the dark sand. The bioluminescence. It was even more breathtaking than I had imagined. I started taking pictures, mesmerized by the shimmering light. The tide was low, the beach wide and inviting. I ventured further, drawn by the intensity of the glow. The air grew colder, the wind sharper. The sound of the waves changed, a low guttural rumble that vibrated through my feet. I glanced back, and my heart lurched. The sea was rising, faster than I thought possible. The bioluminescence wasn't just on the sand anymore. It was in the water, a swirling luminous mass that was creeping up the beach. I turned to run, but the sand was soft, treacherous. My feet sank with each step. The water was gaining on me, the luminous glow now a swirling, hypnotic vortex. I stumbled, falling to my knees. The cold, salty water washed over me, the bioluminescence clinging to my skin, glowing with an eerie intensity. I struggled to my feet, but the water was waist-deep now, the waves crashing against me, pulling me under. I gasped vor air, my lungs burning, my vision blurring. Then I saw them. Figures, pale and indistinct, moving in the luminous depths. They were swimming towards me, their eyes glowing with the same eerie light as the bioluminescence. They reached me, their cold, clammy hands grasping my arms, my legs. They pulled me under, into the swirling, luminous depths. The water was cold, dark, suffocating. I struggled against their grip, but they were too strong. They pulled me deeper, into the darkness. I saw their faces, pale and gaunt, their eyes empty and hollow. They were not human. They were something else, something ancient, something that belonged to the sea. They brought me to a place, a submerged cavern, its walls glowing with the same eerie light as the bioluminescence. The cavern was filled with them, these creatures of the deep, their eyes fixed on me, their expressions blank and emotionless. A voice, deep and resonant, echoed through the cavern. Welcome, Landdweller. I looked around, but I couldn't see the source of the voice. You have trespassed on our domain, the voice continued. Now, you belong to the sea. The creatures moved closer, their cold hands reaching for me. They were not malicious, not angry. They were simply taking me. They pulled me into the center of the cavern, where a large glowing orb pulsed with an otherworldly light. The orb was the source of the bioluminescence, the heart of their domain. They placed me before the orb, their eyes fixed on me, their expressions blank. Join us. They whispered, their voices a chorus of hollow echoes. Become one with the sea. I felt a strange compulsion, a powerful force drawing me towards the orb. I reached out my hand, my fingers trembling. The orb pulsed, its light growing brighter, more intense. I felt a warmth spreading through my veins, a tingling sensation that spread through my body. My skin began to glow, the same eerie light as the bioluminescence. My eyes turned a pale, luminous blue. I was changing. I was becoming one of them. The creatures moved away, their eyes fixed on the orb, their expressions blank. I looked down at my hands, and they were pale, translucent, like the hands of the creatures. My own eyes were empty, glowing with the same eerie light. I was one of them now. The voice echoed through the cavern. You are home. I swam through the cavern, my movements fluid and effortless. I was no longer afraid, no longer human. I was part of the sea, part of the ancient, luminous depths. And as I swam, I saw them. Other humans, their eyes glowing with the same eerie light, their skin translucent, their movements fluid. They were all here, all part of the sea. They were waiting for others to join them. And as the tides continued to rise, and the bioluminescence glowed, they waited. They always waited. For you too, to join them in the depths. Do you see the glow? Do you hear the call of the sea? They are waiting, and they will always be waiting.